up, everyone? This is Lan here with another episode of Cheeseheadz Weekly. This is episode 33, and it is Tuesday. Um, and I am stoked to talk about Week 1. We're going to talk about my Week 1 reactions. I'm going to go over my bold predictions that I posted on Instagram. More on that later, and then hopefully I'll give some three players of the game on offense and three on defense. Let's jump right in here. Right after I tell you a few things that would be good to remember, maybe that we have Q&As and polls only on Spotify. That's where most of my listeners are. I will say that I am hoping before too long to get the show on Apple. Hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping to do that because that obviously is popular, and I know some of you would like to listen to the show there. So we will see what we can do there. Hopefully that'll happen before too long. There's a link in the description to send in a voice message anywhere, and on every episode, you can send in a question or about anything. If we get enough questions, maybe we can do like a bonus episode, Q&A episode or something, which would be cool. The show is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Pandora currently. New episodes out every Tuesday. Hit the bell on Spotify to be notified when a new episode comes out. Rate the show. You can check out our website at greatcove.net/cheeseheads. You can follow the show on Instagram at cheeseheads_weekly. I've been posting lots of stuff about lots of highlights, different stuff on that account. So that would be, you can follow me on Instagram and check that out. Yeah, tell your friends about the show. That would be great. Probably about the best way to spread the word about the show. So it'd be great if we could get you to do that at least. So let's get right into it. I'll start with going over my bold predictions. The day before, I made 3 bold predictions, and number 1 was that Malik Heath would presumably get the start. I'm not sure anyone really got the start. In fact, I saw Dontavian Wicks out on the field pretty early on. I'm not sure who officially got the start, but they were rotating guys around, which I loved. They were rotating tight ends. They had all kinds of different guys out there on the field mixing it up. And I was totally fine with that. Malik Heath had 1 target. The pass was a little bit behind him, and wasn't able to pull that in. So, no, he did not catch 5 passes for over 50 yards and a score. That one seems a little bit silly looking back on it, but, yeah, Jordan Love had to pass to someone. He did pass to someone, and it wasn't exactly, it wasn't Dontavian Wicks really either. I think he had at least 1 target that I saw. But yeah, a few passes to Jones, 1 or 2 to Toure, a few to Reed, a few to Dobbs. Just kind of spreading that ball around. A couple to Musgrave. It was more than a couple. It was at least 3 to Musgrave. A few to A.J. Dillon. Yeah, just really spreading that ball around. I like to see that in their first game. My second bold prediction was that Aaron Jones would have over 10 targets in the passing game, and that he would have a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. This was the closest one to being true. He actually did get a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown, but he only had like 3 targets in the passing game. So kind of stinks. I was really close on that one. If I would have just taken out the 10 targets part, I would have got it. But yeah, Aaron Jones had a big game. And number 3, Rashawn Gary gets a sack. Here's the deal. I knew he was going to be on snap count. He was. They played him pretty much only on obvious passing downs like 3rd and long, stuff like that, where he could just get after the quarterback. And he played, 12 snaps? Or was it only 10? I think it was 12 snaps. He had 5 pressures. Okay, yeah, he had 12 total snaps, 10 of which were pass rushing snaps. And he had 5 pressures, which is incredible for that amount of snacks. For that amount of snaps. And he, at one point, forced an incompletion, hit Fields' arm as he was throwing it. He had a sack that was negated by penalty. He had another near sack where it was just, Fields being elusive, he just kind of slipped the tackle. Could have almost had another sack there. Rashawn Gary could have, that I noticed in the highlights. Just an incredible debut. Like, obviously, he's not gonna get you 5 pressures on the quarterback for every 10 rushes after the quarterback, but that is just incredible to see him back, seemingly at full strength already. Obviously, still in the limited snap count. Could be in the next few weeks, but I tell you what, once they get him back, it's going to be great. But the rest of the D line was amazing. They had pressure on the quarterback the whole time. Yeah, like I said, Gary should have had a sack. That was the one I thought was most realistic, and it certainly was realistic. He made it realistic. Just didn't quite happen. So yeah, definitely a really great day by the Packers. Offensive line, defensive line, they played physical, they played aggressive, they played fast, they were swarming, they were making the tackles, not a ton of missed tackles. I'm not sure. There was not many. I did not see many. I think maybe Kenny Clark missed one that I saw when I was watching the game early on, but I didn't even watch the full game. There were not many missed tackles, and I saw some very nice looking tackles. Ones that are tough to make. They made them, uh, and that's great. They created turnovers. They were just swarming. They didn't let Fields run too far, run all over them. 59 yards is not bad at all, considering what we know Fields can do. Um, yeah, just um, an amazing performance in the trenches. They played very physical, and that's what we've been seeing lacking a lot of in the Packers game, especially on defense, is that they cannot. They need to win the game in the trenches. Need to play physical and aggressive. They hadn't been doing that, and I tell you what, kudos to Joe Barry getting this group ready, getting them out there. I'm very excited to see what they can do. In the previous week ones, we didn't see anything like this. There was a lot of improvement needed to be made, and that was when we had Aaron Rodgers out there. Um, I think that's a testament to, Joe Barry's leadership. He's motivated to get out there and make some changes. I really liked how that went, and how they played, like I said, and then um, I mean, the way everyone's willing to rally around Jordan Love to make plays for that guy really is a testament to his leadership as well. And they gave the game balls to Kenny Clark and Jordan Love. So that's incredible. Those two guys were great, great leaders on both sides of the ball there, and really excited to see what they can continue to do. So the game I didn't even mention the score yet. 38-20. They absolutely dominated the Bears all 3 phases. Obviously, every single game, no matter how good the performance is, there's there's always a few things you can nitpick, but to be honest, there was not very many, and that is pretty impressive for Jordan Love's debut as the starting quarterback in Green Bay. Um, Really, really impressive, and they did not even have Christian Watson on the field. Um, just really great. I mean, Gary wasn't even out there that much, and the line was great. Lucas Van Ness had, I think, 5 pressures as well. Great debut for the rookie as well. Had a sack, a very impressive looking one, chasing downfield, showing off that athleticism, and just being able to bring him down. That's always a problem as well. But yeah, great play by Lucas Van Ness. He's showing up. Just yeah, lots of rushing the quarterback, and they're deep at edge rusher, so I'm not worried. Yeah, don't rush Gary back. Once he is back, it's going to be incredible though. Yeah, I just kind of hope it's not a fluke, you know. Whenever you see games like this, it's like, is it gonna work in the next few games as well? But really excited. Quay Walker had a pick six in this one. For one of the turnovers, I believe they forced a fumble. I think it was Devontae Wyatt and Kenny Clark. Um, Forced a fumble on Fields as he was trying to run up the middle. They sealed that out, forced the fumble, and it was recovered by Green Bay. Um, there was a turnover on downs right at the beginning. It was 3rd and 1 and then 4th and 1. They stuffed them both times. Really great stand by the Packers there. Just really great. And they actually stopped the run too, held them to 3.3 yards a carry. They had a few nice runs, but other than that, there was not much happening. They had a lot of stops behind the line of scrimmage, right around the line of scrimmage. Darnell Savage, man, showing up for the safeties. I sure hope he can keep this up. Didn't miss a tackle, had 3 run stops, 10 tackles total. It was excellent against the run. I hope he can keep that up for the safety group. Um, all right, so let's go to the players of the game, I guess, and that will give you a little bit more analysis. So my top 3 players of the game on offense. Number 1 has to go to Jordan Love. This guy was fantastic, and here's why. I mean, he led the offense. He was in command of the offense. I mean, just from the beginning, I was like, man, it's not even that much different. It's not like I was on edge the whole time. Oh boy, is he gonna make a mistake? Is he gonna make a mistake? No, I was not. I wasn't thinking of any of that. He looked in complete control, command of the offense. Did not look at all overwhelmed. Didn't look like the decision making was horrible. Like I was just waiting for him to throw a pick. No, he looked fantastic. Went 15 for 27 for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was sacked only once. The protection was pretty good the whole time. Um, his quarterback rating was 123.2, and that's a good quarterback rating, especially in your first real game here as the Packers starting quarterback. Great game by Jordan Love. Had 3 rushes for 12 yards. You know, moved a little bit, did a little bit with his legs, not a ton, but did what he could. And yeah, that was incredible performance. I mean, not incredible. Okay, it wasn't perfect. He missed a few throws like before, but he was pretty much as advertised or better, at least as the Packers by Packers standards, better than advertised, and probably by most people's standards, by the NFL standards. Uh, yeah, missed a few throws. I mentioned he threw behind to Malik Heath. A few throws could have been better. At one it was a little bit of a botch snap. He picked it up, and Luke Musgrave was wide open. Could have easily been a touchdown, but he just picked it up, chucked it, and it was a little high. Luke Musgrave had to jump for it, which I don't blame Love at all for that one because, yeah, he was wide open and it was a botched snap. He was just picking it up and getting it away, and credit to him for just seeing that and being able to create a big play out of that. Number 2 on the list, I'm going to put Romeo Doubs in there. Now, on the surface, doesn't look like an amazing game. He had 4 receptions for 26 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns and also a key 3rd down conversion early in the game in clutch moments. I was like, yeah, watch Doubs here. And the big 3rd down and 13, boom. It's right to him for the 1st down. They get 3rd and goal in the red zone there. I'm like, oh, watch Doubs. Sure enough, it goes to him. Yeah, that was great. Would love to see that for sure. Yeah, Doubs showed up in clutch moments, as did Love. Very clutch plays, and they were great in the red zone on 3rd down. Number 3 on the list is Aaron Jones. He had 9 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown, as well as 2 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown, including a 51-yard catch and run, and then a 35-yard score on a reception as well. Great game by Aaron Jones. Could have been better. He exited early then, and yeah, exited early with a hamstring injury. That was on that 35-yard catch and run for the touchdown. Kind of came up a little bit lame there right as he hit the end zone, and I think it was a hamstring injury. Definitely something to monitor. They do have A.J. Dillon, and I mean Emmanuel Wilson seems pretty capable as a runner as well, so I'm not too worried. But obviously Jones is a big time playmaker, and you love to see him on the field. So hopefully he can get healthy. But yeah, don't want to rush him back though either. Um, so yeah, that's my offensive players of the game. We had some explosive plays to Jaden Reed. He had 2 receptions. Both of them were pretty nice plays. Samori Toure had a 16-yard catch, and yeah, that was about it. But still 245 passing yards, and yeah, they did what they had to through the air and rushed the ball, and really good play designing. I really liked the way the offense looked with Matt LaFleur. Lots of motion, all kinds of stuff like that. Pretty awesome stuff there. Dialed up by Matt LaFleur. This is his offense completely now, and I'm pretty excited to see what he can do. All right, on to the defense. We have number 1. I'm gonna put in here Quay Walker. This guy had 2 stops against the run, so he was solid otherwise, and he had a game-sealing pick 6, and it was an incredible pick 6. If you go to my Instagram account at Cheeseheadz_weekly, link to it in the description. You can check out. I have a clip posted. It's pretty awesome. Just he looks like he was born to be a running back, except a pretty big one. Bowling ball type of guy. But great play overall by all the defensive players. But obviously, a splash play by Quay Walker was pretty awesome. Number 2, I'm going to put Devontae Wyatt in here. I was very happy with this guy's 2023 debut. It looks like he's taking a significant step forward. I hope he can keep this up. He was solid against the run, which is the big thing, because we know he has juice. He can rush the passer, but can he play the run? So far, he's been able to. He also led the team with 6 total pressures, including a strip sack, and that was the one I mentioned earlier. Him and Kenny Clark sort of combined there. He had 1.5 sacks, the most on the team. He was pretty impressive. I was very happy with his debut, and they were crashing the pocket from all sides, interior. Carl Brooks had a sack. Kobe Wooden had some pressures. They were really going at it. The interior D-line looks deep. It looks very well, especially when it comes to rushing the passer. But obviously, they did good stopping the run, too, so hopefully they can keep that up as well. That's the main concern at this point. Number 3, I guess I'll put Darnell Savage in here. Could put Rasul Douglas, could put Rashawn Gary. Savage made 10 tackles, 3 stops, excellent against the run, like I said earlier. And just, I like that he played well because we need the safeties to play well. We need Savage to play well. And I'm very happy with how he performed. Very nice performance from Darnell Savage. As a bonus one, I will give you my special teams. player. And I mean, I could actually go either way. Daniel Whelan was pretty good too. Had a 68-yard punt. Unfortunately, it was a touchback, but just a boomer. And he did have one inside the 20 that he pinned in there. That was a very nice one. And then I'd like to mention uh, Anders Carlson, the rookie kicker. He's been really up and down. Not great. I mean, it definitely doesn't really have Packers fans excited per se, I wouldn't say. But man, oh man, he does good. He's been pretty good in games so far, and he continued that. Was 5 for 5 on all kicks. Um, Made all 4 extra points and a 52-yard field goal. He played really well, and I hope he can keep that up as well. Um, yeah, you can check Packers Wire out for some not so good players. I guess I won't go over those. Um, I guess I could give you, 3 that were not that great. Keyshawn Nixon was not very good. He gave a touchdown pass up to Darnell Mooney, missed 2 tackles, and gave up a team high 7 catches for 60 yards. Um, Carl Brooks, he did have 3 pressures and a sack, but was not good against the run. That is the concern with kind of him and Kobe Wooden. They're good. We think they can be really good at rushing the passer, but can they stop the run? That's a big thing. Jonathan Owens was not very good. Gave up 2 catches in the fourth quarter. He didn't get the start though. It was Rudy Ford who got that, and he actually was worse. Missed 2 tackles, had a penalty. So the next safety there is still definitely not in the greatest position. Maybe someone like AJJ can emerge there. Anthony Johnson Jr., the rookie. But again, he's a seventh round pick. So Josh Myers is someone to watch. His job status was a little bit up in the air to begin with. He didn't give up a pressure, but he was the team's lowest graded run blocker, and they did have 2 botched snaps. Whether that's all his fault, I don't know, but you don't like to see botched snaps for sure. We saw a lot of that through training camp, so hopefully he can get that cleaned up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully next week I did not end up getting my playoff bracket done, who I'm going to have projected to play in the playoffs, but hopefully I can get that done here in the future. But that is it for today's episode. Looking forward to week 2. As far as my predictions, my week 2 predictions, I kind of forgot about that. We quite honestly don't really have time to go over that, and it is a little bit early for that. I might do another bonus episode later in the week, or else I'll probably just post them on Instagram or something. So we'll see how that goes. But Packers will be in Atlanta to play the Falcons, and I'll just tell you right now, I predict that they're going to win that one as well. It could be closer. The Falcons did not have a horrible game themselves in week 1, but yeah, I think the Packers win that one. And maybe I'll break that down a little bit later. Who knows? But that is all for now. Thank you all for listening. Tell your friends about the show. Rate the show. Check out the website. Links to all that stuff in the description. Check out the Instagram account. And I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.